Ahoradika marvasam prapto yasya pratita kripaya Sri Guru tam natosmi Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Hitrale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Hema Bhadyabhyat-chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Veda Aparada Lakse Chiptasya Kamarito Ranko Mohji Kripa Maitam Shanam Prapanna Vrindenu Mahasti Charanarvindam Vrindenu Mahasti Charanarvindam Govinda Damo Dharamadaveti Govinda Damo Dharamadaveti Govinda Damo Dharamadaveti Govinda Damo Dharamadaveti Everyone. Hey Krishna, Hey Adama, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damo Dharamadaveti. Sham Sundar Shikanda Shekhar Svaha Sumurali Manora Radhikar Skamama Kripanidhe Supriya Charna King Karim Kuru Tavaivasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Bina Iti Vikyaya Devi Tam Nayamaham Charanantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadeva Paramuratatam Guru Pada Padma, a Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotara Satasvi Rupanuga Charivarya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev and to Srila Prabhupada and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripasundam Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavibhyo Namo. For 2 days, we discussed the significance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance in this world, specifically the 2 external reasons. External means for others. That is, to establish Yuga Dharma and Anarpita Charim Chara Karunaya Vartirnaha Kalo, to distribute the most elevated mellow madhurasa, in Parakya Bhav, Paramo love, falling in the mood of the maidservants of Srimati Radhika. So today, we're coming to the internal reasons. When Sri Krishna himself came to this world, he came, Prema rasa nirjas korite ashwadhan, raga marga bhakti loke korite pracharan. First and foremost, he came to relish the essence of prema rasa. Now, one may raise a question that surely he is tasting the essence of prema rasa in the spiritual world. But Sri Krishna thought to himself, I will appear in the world and I will perform pastimes which are not even available in the spiritual world. I will perform such pastimes by which even I will become ascharya chakit, struck, trembling with astonishment. So what is that? Some persons, they have speculated that when Krishna comes to this world, then by the influence of Yoga Maya, gopis are married to others, and then they secretly meet with Krishna, and Krishna relishes the Parakya rasa. And then Krishna leaves Vrindavan for a long time, and finally when he comes back, then Yoga Maya Devi reveals to everyone that the gopis have no relations with their husbands. That actually Yoga Maya had made copies, facsimiles of each gopi, and that copy was married to the husband, and only the gopis had the abhiman, the impression, the identity, the ego that they were married to someone else for the sake of intensifying the relationship with Sri Krishna. So therefore, when Yoga Maya Devi, Purnamasi Devi revealed this, then Radha and Krishna, all the gopis were married, and then they went to Goloka Vrindavan. So, the Parakya rasa is here, but there's Swakya rasa there. So some persons, they think like this. And someone might easily come to that conclusion if they read Rupa Goswami's Lalit Madhav. It appears like that. Or Sri Jiva Goswami's Gopal Champu. Or even this explanation in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Krishna said, I will perform pastimes which are not even in the spiritual world, which even make me become astonished. And what will I do? Yoga Maya will give the gopis the abhiman, the identity that they are my paramours, and they'll meet with me secretly. So some persons make that connection. But this understanding is wrong. This understanding is wrong. In the spiritual world, on the Krishna Loka planet, there are 4 Prakash dimensions called Golok, Dwarka, Mathura, and finally Vrindavan or Braj. Or what is called Goloka Vrindavan, that is the Vrindavan situated, Goloka Sthita Vrindavan, within that Goloka planet. So, in the outer portion of the planet, which is just called Golok, that is called the Bahir Mandal, the outer aspect. And it is the Vaibhav Prakash. It is the manifestation of the opulences of the Antar Mandal, the inner portion of that planet, wherein there is Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, Parakya Bhav. There, Braj Gopis in the spiritual sky, they're eternally undergoing this problem that they're married to someone else but in love with Krishna. And that Leela is eternally going on in Nitya Leela there. But, so that is the inner portion, the Antar Mandal. And in the outer portion, which is just called Golok, there Radha and Krishna live together in Nandagaon. And there is a Swakiya relationship between Krishna and the Braja Gopis. And there is also knowledge of Sri Krishna's opulence. It is not Kevala Madhurya, exclusive sweetness, exclusively human-like pastimes. But there in Golok, sometimes Krishna sits on a throne and the Vedas personified come and they offer prayers to him. So, if someone will worship Radha and Krishna but follow Vaidhi Bhakti, they will go to that place called Golok. Only those who follow Raganuga Bhakti will enter into that confidential place. Jaya Jai Ujjvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sa Bharakiya Bhave Jaha Brajate Pracha. That Braja, where there is Ujjvala Rasa, Bharakiya Bhav. So, Sri Krishna was thinking that Sakale Jagati Mori Kori Vidhi Bhakti Braja Bhav Paiti Nahi Shakti. All the people of the world, they worship me according to rules and regulations, but this Vidhi Bhakti does not have the Shakti, the power to awaken loving sentiments of the residents of Braja. Aishwarya Ganeti Sab Jagatam Ashrit Aishwarya Shitila Prem Nahi Mor Preet. When there is an awareness of Krishna's Bhagavatam, Krishna said, when people know that I am Bhagavan, then that makes their love become weak. It becomes weakened. And their love cannot control me. But in my Braja, there, Matamora Putra Bhave Karina Bandhan Atihina Jnani Kare Lalana Palan. She said, my mother, she thinks that I am completely helpless. And so she's always pampering me and cuddling and caressing me. And if I'm naughty, even she ties me up with a rope. She has no idea that I am Bhagavan. And my friends also. Saka Shuddha Sakke Kare Skande Harohan Tumi Kona Baraloka Tumi Amisam. My friends with a pure friendship, they play with me and they come and they climb on my shoulders. And they say, what kind of big man are you? You and I are same. Perhaps I am more than you even. And especially, Priya Yadiman Kare Kare Batsan Vedastuti Hoiti Hari Say Morman. See, Krishna said, Brahma, Shiva, Narad, so many devatas, they offer prayers from the Vedas. Sahasa Sisha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapati Sabhumin Visrato Vritva Atyatishta Dasangulam. And when they finish their Vedic prayers, then crickets. No answer. No reply. In the beginning of the 10th canto, all the demigods came to the shore of the ocean, but they prayed. Nothing happened. Then Brahmaji had to go into meditation. But in Vrindavan, even if a cow wanders off into the forest and is calling, moo, 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 then Krishna immediately replies, oh Davali, oh Shamali, I am coming. He runs there. So here, Krishna is saying, when the demigods offer prayers to me, then even if I'm listening, but if I hear my gopis, they're upset with me, they're angry with me for some reason, then they criticize me with harsh words. They tell, oh, Lampat Chudamani, you're the crushed jewel of debauchees. You're Parastri Chor, you are the thief of other men's wives. Or especially if Radharani, with tears in her eyes, she will tell Krishna, Karalika Naptri Krida Kuranga. Karalika is Karala is the grandmother of Chandravali. And if you want to address, just like you say Radha, if you want to address her very sweetly, you say Radhika. So if you want to address Karala, Chandravali's grandmother, very nicely, Karalika. Naptri means granddaughter. Krida Karanga. If there's a princess who lives in a palace, she goes for a walk in the gardens of the palace, and she has a pet deer, and she puts a chain around the pet deer's neck and she walks with the pet deer through the garden. That's called a Krida Karanga. So Radharani, with tears in her eyes, she says to Krishna, Karalika Naptri Krida Karanga. You're like a pet deer on the chain of Chandravali, the granddaughter of Karala. Like this. And with her mouth she's criticizing him. With her eyes she's crying, and with her hands she's catching his cloth and pulling him close towards her. Then Krishna almost faints in bliss. How sweet are these words of Radhika, or any gopi who is... Radhika is most sweet, but all gopis, if they become angry with him and they abuse him, they criticize him, then it steals his mind away and he's not bothered about all the prayers of the demigods from the Rig Veda and Samaveda. So this is the sweetness of Braja. So Krishna wanted to appear along with those associates, and then Brajera Nimala Rag Shuni Bhaktagan Ragamarka Bhaje Jeno Chari Dharma Karma. When all the people of the world hear about this very sweet and familial, family-like love that the Brijbasis have for me, which is devoid of even the slightest trace of awareness of my Bhagavatam, this love that completely controls me, when they hear about it, then some greed will come to them. And they'll give up dharma, they'll give up karma, and they'll begin to engage in bhakti, hearing, chanting and remembering, following in the wake of the sentiments of the residents of Braja. Brajara, nirmala rag, their rag which is completely pure. That doesn't mean pure from sattva, rajas and tamas. It means pure from the Aishwarya Gyan. Completely untouched by any knowledge of Krishna's opulence. So, one of the reasons Krishna appeared was to propagate that raga marg. But his main reason, prema rasaniya jas kuriteya shvadhan. So, Parakya is here and Parakya is there. So why does he come here to taste the essence of rasa? What here is wonderful, what here is amazing, which is not there? For the answer to that, then you look in Padma Purana. There the reason is mentioned. Of course, Srimad Bhagavatam is explaining everything. But precisely, in a nutshell, it is said, Suddhavat Krishna Chandraha. Shuddhavat Krishna Chandra means Krishna is like a chef. See? If a chef wants to make a very delicious soup, so first they heat the water and they cut the vegetables. If I make a mistake, you can correct me down, Maharaj. Probably. And then they put the vegetables in the water, and then they're boiling, and then they get some ghee, and they put the spices in the ghee, and they fry the spices in the ghee, and they chop the ginger, they add that, and then they add the chawns to the soup, and then they stir it up, and put some garnish on the top, and voila! A very delicious soup. But to make this final product, this delicious soup, everything had to be done in stages, step by step by step by step. And then a wonderful taste comes. So in the same way, in the spiritual world, Sri Krishna's Nitya Lila is going on. And there, Vrindavanam Pratyaja Padamekam Nagachati. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. But, also there, he's not born. There's no birth pastime. He doesn't grow up. He doesn't have Purva Rag, fall in love for the first time. And wondering to himself, what are girls like? Rupa Goswami said, the first time Krishna touched Radharani, his hand was trembling like that. So in the spiritual world, he doesn't go through all of this. He's a Nitya Kishore, Navakishore Natabara, and his daily pastimes are going on. And they're very wonderful. But when Krishna comes to this world, then he's born from the womb of Mother Yashoda. He's a little baby, he's gradually growing. He makes his babyhood successful in the lap of his mother. He makes his childhood successful playing with the cowherd boys. And then as his boyhood, Pauganda Lila, is coming to an end, then he notices that the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj is so astonishingly attractive. And her Sakhis and others also, Chandravali and others. And he begins to become attracted to them. And then he's completely torn, he's completely in turmoil and in a conflict. At night he cannot sleep, he's thinking, my mother is the crushed jewel of all chaste ladies, and my father is famous as a sadhu. then why are all these desires coming in my mind? How is it possible? And so Krishna goes through these stages when finally he cannot check himself anymore and goes to the forest in the middle of the night and plays his flute. And Braj Gopis also. When Gopis coming to the stage of Rudra Mahabhav, then there's a symptom called Mohana Bhavepi Sarva Vismriti. If you faint, then you forget everything. But Gopis being awake forget everything. In other words, the rise of their prem, hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, obliterates their awareness of who am I, where am I, what am I, what's my dharma, what's my duty, who is my family, what's my name. They forget everything and just follow the sound of that flute. And they meet with Krishna and Rasa Leela takes place. And afterwards then they return to their homes, and now their separation is more intense than ever before. And then Krishna, he starts to do Rasa Leela every night. But still the gopis are becoming mad. And they cannot check their separation from him. And Krishna also, he feels ashamed that he cannot reciprocate with them. He is a rini. He becomes indebted to them. And also he has a fear that now gopis in their homes, when no one talks to them, but they're talking to someone. And when someone talks to them, they give no reply. Only seeing a peacock further, they begin to tremble and cry. And their family members are thinking, what's going on? And so soon there'll be a very big scandal in Braja. So because Krishna has lajja, shyness, that there'll be a big scandal in Braja. And because he has lajja, he has shyness, that he cannot repay their love. So just as a shy person hides themselves, so the Krishna hid himself from the vision of Braja Gopis by leaving Vrindavan. He was always there. He never left. But everyone thought he has gone. So all this Leela is anubhav, it is reaction to Krishna's ecstatic love for Braja Gopis. It is said that Krishna, he was drowning in the ocean of Gopis' prem. And just as the moon causes high waves in the ocean, and when there are high waves, it's very difficult to survive in the ocean. So similarly, each and every face of a Braj Gopi was a moon. So you can imagine how turbulent the ocean is when there's 333 billion moons. And Krishna was lost there, he couldn't get out. But the waves of his shyness carried him to the shore of his desire to save the Yadus, Vasudeva and Devaki, from the atrocities of Kamsa Maharaj. So don't think Akrura or anyone can remove Krishna from Vrindavan. It's not possible. This is all the Prem Vilas. It is the Leela of love. Love itself is doing everything. So then Krishna goes to Mathura. He kills Kamsa Maharaj. He cannot return home now because Kamsa Maharaj has so many allies all over the world, and now Krishna has become the world's #1 most wanted man. And they all want to attack him, kill him. Everyone thinks he's the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, because they saw on the wedding day of Vasudeva and Devaki, then they heard an aerial voice. Asyaste astamo ghavo hantoyam bhavate buddha. The aerial voice said, Kamsa Maharaj, you fool. That person whose chariot you are driving, her 8th child will kill you. So then when Krishna came to Mathura in front of everyone in a stadium on Shiva Chaturdasi before Rangeshwar Mahadev, Krishna killed Kamsa Maharaj. Then everyone said, he must be the 8th child of Devaki. So that was very convenient. And Krishna played along with that because he didn't want anyone to think that he was the son of Nanda and Yashoda. Otherwise all those enemies would attack and destroy Braj just to give pain to him. And Braj has no fortifications, it's a village. So Jarasandha attacked Mathura. And on the 18th time, at night, all Mathura, the walls of Mathura were being smashed. Krishna was going out again and again to fight him and destroy his armies. The young ladies of Mathura on the roofs of their palace looking through the smoke of the battle and crying for Krishna. But every time he would emerge victorious. And the 18th time at night, the residents of Mathura, they went to sleep. When they woke up in the morning, they were in a fortress in the ocean, Dwarka. They'd all moved there. So then, of course, Krishna, by fate, he has to get married 16,108 times. And then eventually, he goes to Kurukshetra at the time of the solar eclipse. And then all Brijbasis come there and there's a meeting for a few months. So he sees Radhika, but then again, they're cruelly separated by fate. And then long time goes by, and when Krishna has finally killed his last demon, Vidurata, he came to Mathura, he killed Dantavakra with his club, and then he killed Vidurata with his chakra. That was then Krishna put down his weapons. No more fighting. That's why on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, no. When he did that, then okay, no more. Any other demons that were killed in Krishna Lila, they were killed by his associates. Like Bhimsen, Arjun, and so on. But Krishna put down his weapons that day, and then he went home, back to Vrindavan. And when Krishna was united with the Brijbasis, how ecstatic it was! Samvriddhiman Sambhog, most flourishing, nourishing, and prosperous meeting of Krishna and all the Brijbasis. And so, each one of these stages from his childhood, from him, he's saving them from Kaliya, saving them from the reign of Indra, the Rasa Leela, he's leaving with Akrura, he's going to Dwarka, the meeting at Kurukshetra, and then his final return to Vrindavan. This is Krishna, Suddhavat Krishna Chandra, he's a chef. He's adding all the ingredients to his Leela one by one until the final product is there. That delicious taste of the rasa of his return to Braja. And this is why Krishna said, I will come to this world and I'll do Leelas which even astonish me and which are not even found in the spiritual sky. So, Prema Rasa Nirjas Kurite Aswadan, he came for this. Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Kurite Pracharan, and to inspire through Harikatha, people will speak of these pastimes, inspire them in Raganuga Bhakti. And establishing the Yuga Dharma and killing the demons, that was done by Vishnu inside Krishna. So in the same way, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to this world, then his establishment of the Yuga Dharma, that is his external reason. His real reason for appearing has been described by Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami in his Kadija. What is that? Who will tell? Who knows the verse? Gurudev shaking his head. Gurudev shaking his head.
Rupa Goswami's verse where he's...
Yes. Sri Radhaya, it is from the Kadacha, from the notes of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vamadya Saukyam Chasya Kidrisho Vanayaiva Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavadya Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyogi Nadbhuta Madurima Kidrisho Vamadya Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavataha Kidrisham Veti Lobat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigarva Sindau Harinduhu. Krishna himself has appeared in the form of the son of Sachimata. Just like the moon appears from the ocean, he has appeared from the womb of Sachimata, and he was impelled, lobhat, impelled by greed. 3 types of greed. First, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho. What is the Mahima? The glory of Radhika's love. He wanted to know that. He wanted to taste that. He has seen, but he cannot taste it. What has Krishna seen? He has seen that Radhikara Prema Guru Ami Sisyanat Sada Amanana Nritte Nache Udbhat. The love of Radharani overpowers me and it makes me dance like a puppet. So many novel dances. Even though all beauty in existence, all qualities come from Sri Krishna. But in Radhika, Krishna sees a person who is 100 times more qualified. That's the first contradiction. How is that possible? If everything comes from him, where did she come from? To be more qualified. But then there's a greater contradiction. And that is that even though Krishna, he's so attracted by the sound of Radhika's voice, attracted by the fragrance of the body of Radhika, by the softness of her touch, all these qualities of Radhika, he's attracted to them. But Radhika is more attracted to him. What to speak of being more attracted to him? She's more attracted to things that slightly resemble him, even. If she hears the sound of a breeze blowing through the bamboo forest, Krishna's playing his flute. And she becomes captivated and runs there. If she sees a tamal tree, she embraces a tamal tree and thinks, now my life is successful. If not tasting the flavor of the lips of Krishna, only receiving some of his chewed tumble remnants, she becomes overwhelmed with joy. So, this is so astonishing that if one person is more qualified than the other, then the person who is less qualified should be more attracted to the one who is more qualified, and the person who is more qualified should be less attracted to the one who is less qualified. But between Radha and Krishna, Krishna thought, no, with us it is quite the reverse. So that's the second contradiction. So Krishna was thinking about that contradiction. And he thought, what's the answer? And then he realized, there must be something in me that she sees that I cannot see. What is that? I don't know. I want to know what it is. But first, I'll have to realize her love, the love that she has for me, and then see myself through her eyes. So there's a causal relationship between the first greed, the first desire, and the second one. And Krishna saw that when he meets together with Radhika after their pastimes, and she's so tired, perspiring, she cannot even lift a finger. And Krishna is feeling such joy, but looking at Radhika, he sees that she's experiencing thousands of times more joy. Krishna's wondering, what happiness does she experience? So, Eitoke chinta rahi Krishna parama kautuki hridaya birdaya prema loba dakataki. Seeing the happiness that Radhika is feeling, then Krishna was thinking about that, and he became parama kautuki. That means supremely curious. And the greed was increasing in his heart moment by moment. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is saying, Hridaya, Bodhaya, Prema, Loba, Daka, Darki, that the greed in his heart to know what Radhika is experiencing was Daka Daki. Daka Daki means just like if you have milk and you boil it and it becomes, the water evaporates, it becomes thicker and thicker and thicker and it becomes rubbery. And then when that rubbery is boiling and it's really thick, then the bubbles come, duck, 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 duck. So the greed in the heart of Krishna, it was boiling so hot that it became thick and now duck, ducky, duck, ducky, duck, ducky. Huh? So, Krishna Ramaduri, Krishna Upajoya Lob Samyak Ashwaditi Nahi Rahimanik Shob. Krishna's own beauty awakens greed in him to taste his own beauty, but because he couldn't taste it, he became somewhat disheartened. discouraged. There was some lamentation in his mind. So he was thinking, how can I realize all of these things? Therefore, Sachigava Sindho Hindu, he appeared from the womb of Sachimat in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then, in this form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he met in Prayag Srila Rupa Goswami. And what Krishna was realizing about Radhika's bhav, he inspired it into the heart of Rupa Goswami. Otherwise we will never know. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadavika. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Pad give me the shelter of his lotus feet? He is that person who established in this world the mission which revealed the Manobishta, the innermost heart's desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had no idea what was going to happen. You see, because in Krishna Lila, Krishna relishes rasa, he's the Vishai of rasa. That means he's the object of the gopis' love. And the gopis are the ashray, the shelter of love for Krishna. So, see, Krishna experiences the rasa which the Vishai, the object, is entitled to. That's called Vishai Jatiya Rasa. But he cannot experience the Ashray Jatiya Rasa. Now, someone may say that in Radha Krishna's Leela, they are mutually the Vishai and Ashray of each other's love. So how can we say that Krishna is Vishai and Radhika is Ashray? Because Radhika is the Vishai of Krishna's love and Krishna is the Vishai of Radhika's love. Krishna is the Ashray of love for Radhika, Radhika is the Ashray of love for Krishna. So why will we tell Krishna is the Vishai and Radhika is the Ashray? The reason is this. You see, the gopis Prem, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. How great is this? It is all-pervading. Radhika's love is all-pervading, yet still increasing. It is the greatest thing, yet it is devoid of any pride. And even though it's completely pure, it's also completely crooked. Aheriva gati premna svabhava kuta, but it moves like a snake. Very unpredictable. So this love of Braja Gopis is famous by the name of Kam. Premaiva Goparamanam Kama Ityagamat Pratam Ityudavadyopetam Vanchanti Bhagavat Priya. The love of gopis is famous in the Agama Shastras by the name of Kam, lust. Yet we cannot say that it's lust. Why? Vanchanti Bhagavat Priya, all great devotees such as Uddhav and Bhishma Dev, they have glorified gopis' love there. Bhishma Dev is Mahajan. Bhishma Dev has, when he was on the bed of arrows, in his last moment, he said, Gati Vilasa Falguhasa, Lalita Gati Vilasa Falguhasa, Pranayani Rikshana Kalpiturumanda, Kritamanu Kritavatya Unmadanda, Gayan Prakritim Gayan Gopavadvaha. So beautiful. The Bhishma Dev, he prayed to see Krishna. Oh, during the Rasa Leela, then you were worshipping the Braj Gopis. See, Krishna doesn't do Rasa Leela in Mathura. He doesn't do Rasa Leela in Dwarka. He doesn't walk with a special gait and dance in a beautiful way and play his flute and glance so lovingly. Why? Lalita Gati Vilasa Falguhasa. All these movements and dances and songs and glances of Krishna are his puja, worship of Braja Gopis. Pranayani Rikshana Kalpit Urumana. Urumana means he gave great honor to them by his pastimes as a young gallant, as a paramour. And Prakritim Agan Kila Yasya Gopavadva. And when Krishna disappeared from the Rasalila, then Kritamanu Kritavatya Udmadanda, gopis became maddened in Prem. And they began to imitate Krishna's pastimes, and Krishna was in a hiding place and he was watching them. One was imitating the killing of Putana, one was imitating dancing on the head of Kaliya, one was imitating lifting Giriraj Govardhan. And when Krishna saw this madness in separation of the gopis, then Prakritima Kila Yasya Gopavadva, then Krishna, it changed him forever. Krishna's qualities are siddha, they are perfect. But when Krishna saw Braj gopis, he became susiddha, more perfect. In our life, sometimes we have an experience that changes us forever. So for Krishna, that experience was seeing gopi separation in Rasalila. He was never the same again. This is the Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, the greatness of gopi's love, of which Radhika is the highest. So, their love is called Kam, but it's Prem. Because Kam, lust is Atmendriya Priti Icha, Dhari Balikam, Krishnendriya Priti Icha, Dhari Premanam. The desire to satisfy your own senses is called lust. But the desire to please the senses of Krishna is called Prem. So the gopis' Kam is actually Prem, it's love. But it looks like lust. Looks like that. How they embrace him and enjoy beautiful pastimes in the Kunj. But it is completely selfless. It is only for Krishna's happiness. How we can give an example. When Sri Krishna comes and meets with Radhika, then Radhika, when she sees Krishna, her love swells up and her face begins to glow. When Krishna touches Radhika, her whole body, she's tapta kanchana gaurangi, she's like molten gold. But that effulgence of Radhika has so many stages. Shobha, Dipti, Kanti. In different stages of their lila, Radhika's glow is different. So when Krishna embraces Radhika, then she feels so much joy that her face lights up and she begins to glow. And that glow, that pleasure that she feels, that causes her glowing face, gives happiness to Krishna. So Radhika's happiness of the touch of Krishna is to give happiness to Krishna. She feels happiness, but 100% of her happiness she offers to Krishna, that her happiness gives happiness to him. And the other way around, when Krishna meets with Radhika and Radhika embraces Krishna, Krishna feels so much happiness and Krishna's face begins to glow. And Krishna offers his happiness. There's no selfishness anywhere in the pastimes of Radha's Krishna's Leela. Radhika's happiness is for Krishna, and the happiness Krishna feels is for Radhika, and Krishna offers to Radhika 99.99999 recurring of his happiness to Radhika, but 0.000000001 he keeps for himself. Why? Because of kusanskar, the bad impression of his Bhagavata, being God. This is the problem with being God. He's had so many pastimes of being God. You know, he has to lift Govardhan and do all these miraculous things, and from the kusanskar, the bad impressions of doing godly things. So God's quality is atmaramata, self-satisfaction. That's the definition. Bhagavan is atmaram, self-satisfied, and aptakam. His desires are fulfilled, he doesn't need anything. So Krishna offers all his love to Radhika, and the happiness he feels, he offers that, but he keeps 0.00001 for himself because of the kusanskar, the bad impression of his Bhagavata. And this is why Krishna is the Vishay and Radhika is the Ashray Tattva. Krishna is the Vishay Tattva, eternally, and Radhika is Ashray Tattva. And because of this, he cannot experience this Ashray Jatiya Prem. He cannot. And that's why Krishna said to the gopis, Na parayam niravajya samyujam swasadu krityam vibodaya shapiva ya ma bhajan durjaya geya srinkala samrisha tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. Oh my dear Radhika and gopis, I cannot repay you. I am indebted to you forever. Why? Because of his Bhagavata, his nature is yayatamam prapadyante tangstataiva bhajamyaham. He reciprocates with everyone. He cannot give up any devotee. He cannot give up Madhya Yashoda. He cannot give up Nanda Maharaj. He cannot give up Subal Sridham. He cannot even give up one of his cows. He cannot even give up a bumblebee in Vrindavan. What to speak of a bumblebee in Vrindavan? Even a devotee in this world, Krishna cannot leave him. Kauntya pratijanahi name bhaktya pranasyati apichat sudaratro bhajate mamanandiba. Even a devotee in this world who's falling down again and again for his whole life, Krishna can't give him up. That's his Bhagavad. But Radhika and Gopis, Krishna says, Ya Mahaprabhu Durjaya Gaya, you left everything just for me. So I cannot repay you. Samrisha Tadva Pratiyatu Sadhuna May Sadhuna, that means your own sadutta. Sadutta. Your own wonderful qualities be the compensation. What is the compensation for having the highest love? That highest love itself is the compensation. Because you feel a sweetness and a joy that I cannot feel. So be compensated by your own wonderful qualities. So Krishna, he was feeling, oh Radhika, I am your Rini. Chirkala Rini, forever I am indebted to you. And that's why Krishna falls at the feet of Radhika. You see the painting there? Gurudev instructed Shamani how to paint. Krishna has tears in his eyes and he's begging. And what is he saying? Smaragarla kandanam mama sirasi mandanam dehi padpalavam mudaram. This verse of Gita Govinda Srila Gurudev had painted on a beautiful plaque and placed at the feet of the original painting of Sevakans that he personally installed. Krishna is begging, oh Radhika, please decorate my head with your lotus feet. So just like a disciple puts his head on the lotus feet of Guru, and then the barbs of Guru come to that disciple. So Krishna wanted to know the Ashray Jatiya Bhav, the Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, the glories of Radhika's love. So he's begging, please decorate my head with your lotus feet. When Sri Krishna said these words, then Radhika felt so shy, so ashamed, that she embraced Krishna to her heart. And holding him to her heart, then she blessed him with her bhav and kanti, with her love and her complexion. So, if someone is in debt, let's say you're in debt for $500,000 to someone, and you go to that person and you fall at their feet and you say, please, I cannot repay you. So then that person, out of their sadutva, their broad-heartedness, they say, all right, forget. The debt giver forgives the debt taker. But then that person who was forgiven of the debt has a duty. What is that? To go everywhere and broadcast the udharata, the great liberal qualities of the debt giver, or the one who has forgiven the debt. And therefore, here Krishna is saying, Samvrisha tadva pratiyatu sadhuna. Here sadhuna means sadhu, masculine case. Sadhuna is the Chaturthi Vibhakti. The Tritiya Vibhakti, instrumental case. It means by being a sadhu, a male sadhu. So Krishna has said, oh Radhika, if I become a male sadhu, then I will be able to travel everywhere and advertise, proclaim your udharata, your great mercy to the whole world. That is the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. And when he realized this, then he empowered this into the heart of Rupa Goswami. So actually what Krishna realized, it took him by surprise. He never knew what would happen. Sometimes he became like a tortoise. Sometimes he became very long. Sometimes he was rubbing his face against the inner walls of the Gambhira. But whatever he experienced, he infused that in the heart of Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami plainly tells us in the beginning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Hridhi yasya prayaranaya pravatitoham baraka rupopi tassa hare padakamalam bande chaitanya devasya. I bow down to the feet of Lord Hari, who has appeared in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am insignificant, I am a useless person, I don't know anything, but whatever he has inspired in my heart, I am writing that. So Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, what is the greatness of this love? To know it, you have to look towards Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. What Radhika was feeling by her blessing came in the heart of Krishna in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then it was Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam opened up by Srila Rupa Goswami. So when Radhika was a young girl and first falling in love with Krishna, if she only heard, she was in her home and she heard someone talking, oh, have you seen the black deer in the forest? The Krishna Sara? Then hearing the word Krishna, she would at once weep uncontrollably. Seeing gunja berries, she would tremble. Her grandmother Mukara was thinking, what happened to my granddaughter? Does she have some imbalance of the life airs? Does she have some disease, or is she haunted? She was very concerned. So she went to Purnamasi Devi and reported to her. Purnamasi said, don't worry, I have the cure for this. Purnamasi didn't say what the cure was. But she has the cure. Yoga Maya Mukhasrita. Yoga Maya manifests the Rasa Lila, arranges the Rasa Lila. So then her granddaughter Nandi Mukhi said, what's wrong with Radhika? Then Purnamasi, she said, Pida vinavakala kuta katata garvasya nirvasano nisyandena muda sudha madurima hankara sankochana prema sundari nandanandana paro jagadi yasyantare gyayante sputamasya vakramatarasthena eva vikrantaya. Oh Nandi Mukhi, my dear granddaughter, don't you know what Radhika is going through? This is called Krishna Prem, love for Krishna. And only someone in whose heart that love appears and becomes attacked by that love can understand its astonishing effects. Pira vina vakalaku. It is like being inflicted by the most deadly fresh poison. In fact, Garvasya nirvasano, the proud of poison to inflict pain on others, is completely dispelled by the pain one feels when they fall in love with Krishna. Yet at the same time, Nisandena Muda Sudama Durima Hankara Sankochana, the ego of Amrita, nectar, becomes shy in the presence of the happiness that one feels. So this poison and this nectar are mixed together in this prem. When one hears the sound of Krishna's flute, he cannot understand. Is this harsh and hard like a thunderbolt, or is it softer than nectar? Am I feeling bliss, or am I feeling agony? Am I alive or am I dead? Am I awake or am I asleep? This is the power of Prem. And now that Prem has made its appearance in the heart of Radhika. She said, one day, Madhuman Rangal, her grandson, asked, "Oh grandma, what is the nature of this love? What is it like?" She said, "Oh, it is such. Stotram eva tatastatam prakatayam chittasya date betam nindapi prakatam prayachati pariyasa sriyam bibrati doshena shaitam gunena gurutam kenapyatna tanvati prema swarasikasya kasya chidayam vikridati prakriya." Radhika has such a love that if Krishna or anyone, they will praise her or glorify her, outwardly she remains neutral, tatastha, but inwardly she feels pain. And if her beloved Krishna will say something, criticize her in any way, then she begins to laugh and think, "Oh, he must be joking." And she feels great joy. And when she sees doshena shaitam, if she sees some fault in Krishna, it doesn't make her love go down. And neither when she sees some virtues in Krishna do those virtues make her love go up. So her faults don't make her love go down. Krishna's faults that she sees don't make her love go down. And Krishna's virtues that she sees don't make the love go up. Because prema swarasikasya kasyatidayam vikridati. This prema is completely independent and plays of its own accord. Not dependent on anything else. Even Krishna. Even what he does and says. So gradually, by the arrangement of Purnamasadev, Radha and Krishna meet together. At that time, when Radha and Krishna meet in a beautiful bed of flowers in the forest of Vrindavan, then Smara vilasita talpe jalpalilam analpam Parikrita parihinam, kramakrita parihinam, bibrati tena sardam. Mito iva pariramba, ramba vritaika vashma. Shanamapi mama radha, netramanandayatvam. Oh, hear very carefully. Krishna is embracing Radhika and Radhika is speaking. But what is she speaking? Sometimes she says, Duskaram katra dali malati komalayam akarattapapura hanta gostapati nandanopama yatamalamala upagohate. She's saying, "Oh Sakhi, look at this tamal tree. It's being embraced by a jasmine vine, which is so soft. But don't be fooled by the softness of that jasmine vine. Because that jasmine vine must have done kathor tapasya, very intense, hard austerities in a previous life. That in this life, that jasmine vine is embracing this tamil tree that looks a little bit like the son of Nanda Maharaj." Radhika is talking to Sakhi. And glory, that if anything has the slightest connection with anything else, that has a slightest similarity to Krishna, then Radhika, oh, that is so glorious. That's the power of that love. And she's speaking to her Sakhi, but she's saying this to her Sakhi when there are no Sakhis there. When she's alone with Krishna in a kunj. And Krishna's looking and thinking. Then the next moment she says, Purna palinda uragaya padabjaraga Shri kunkumena daitastana manditena Taddarshana smara rujatrina rushitena Limpancha anana kucheshu ja ustadhadhim. O Sakhi, these Pulindi girls, wild tribal girls who live in the jungle, in the forest, they are Purna, their life is successful. Why? Because they were wandering at Govardhan and they saw on the grass some reddish kumkum that had come from the lotus feet of Krishna. It had come from the breast of his beloved onto his lotus feet, and when he was walking it came on the grass. And Krishna went by, they didn't even see Krishna. They were just wandering and saw the kumkum on the grass. And smelling the fragrance of it, they became mad with lust. And they took that kumkum and smeared it on their faces and on their bodies, and all their desires became fulfilled. They became purna, complete. So Radharani is glorifying the Plindicals to her Sakhis. But, no, she's alone with Krishna in a kunja and speaks like this. So this is called Smara Vilasita Talpe, on the beautiful bed of flowers where Radha and Krishna are enjoying their pastimes. Jalpalila Manalpam. She's having a Jalpalila. You know? Sometimes maybe devotees speak Prajalpa. Right? Just talking this and that. So Radhika has a Jalpalila, and this Jalpalila talking is Analpam. Alpa means a little, Analpam means a lot. Jalpalila, a lot of Jalpalila. And what is she talking about? Krama Krita Parihinam. There's no sequence to her words. There's no rhyme or reason to it. So what is she talking about? We can't even say God knows, because even God doesn't know. That's why he has to appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna can't understand what she's feeling, what she's talking about. But what's really going on? What's really going on? Rupa Goswami has revealed it. Yoga eva bhavet esha vichitra kopi madanaha yad vilas virajante nityalila sahasradaha. Nityalila, eternal pastimes of Radha Krishna going on. Where? In the spiritual sky. But also an earth planet. In this universe, in that universe, in that universe, in millions of universes everywhere. And in the spiritual world, not in one dimension, but in many dimensions. And in some of those leelas, Radha Krishna are meeting, and in some of those leelas, Radha Krishna are separated. In some leela, they're falling in love. In some leela, Krishna is leaving and going to Mathura. So many different types of, thousands of types of pastimes of meeting and separation, they're all going on in different prakash. All over the in the spiritual sky and in the material, the Maya Jagat, manifest here in the material universes. So that is called Nitya Lila Sasada. Many types of meeting and separation are going on everywhere. But such a thing is there, Prakash Bhed. In each of these different Prakashis, that's called Prakash Bhed. Then Krishna is there, Mother Yashoda is there, Nanda Maharaj is there, Subha, Madhuma, all the associates in each and every Leela. But in each Prakash Bhed, in each different place of Leela, there is Abhiman Bhed. So Mother Yashoda is here and she's there, but every form of Mother Yashoda only knows she's in that one place. That's called Abhiman Bhed. Each associate has a different, separate identity, awareness of themselves only in that Leela. And though they're present in another Leela, they're only aware of that Leela in that Leela. But they're not aware of their presence in all of them. Otherwise, Aishwarya Gyan will come. Because they think they're ordinary cowherd people. They can't, I mean so many universes, they can't. That's impossible. So Prakash Bhed, Abhiman Bhed, right? So different Leelas in many places, that's called? That's called Prakash Bhed. And the sense of only being present in one of them is called? Abhiman Bhed. It's a very important idea to understand. That was revealed by our Goswamis. But even Krishna himself is only aware in each Leela, otherwise all the rest will go out of his Leela also. But when Radhika comes to the stage of Madanaki Mahabhav, the highest glory of her love, then a miracle happens. That the bhavs and experiences she's having in thousands and thousands of different Leelas all manifest in her heart of one Radhika in one place, and those voices begin to come from her mouth one after another. And that's the Kramakrita Parihina, the non-sequential Jalpa Analpam. And Krishna's looking and thinking, what is that? He has no idea. Krishna is omniscient, so he can know where he is everywhere, but if he does that, then he becomes in the Aishwarya Bhav. But Radhika being in Madhurya Bhav, Kevala Madhurya Bhav, being completely having the sentiment of an ordinary cowherd girl, he's going completely mad in love for Krishna with ecstasies from so many leelas. So that's called Madanakya Mahabhav. And Krishna doesn't have a clue what that's like. And therefore the first greed of Krishna that caused him to appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mohima. Kidrisho, what is that like? Then, second one. Swadya Adbhuta Madhurima. What is my astonishing sweetness? Krishna, he doesn't know. How Radhika experiences the sweetness of Krishna. Oh, it's so late. I'm just starting. Can I continue a little bit?
Yeah.
How Radhika experiences the sweetness of Krishna. When she was quite young, one day, Vishaka Sakhi painted a picture of Krishna and showed it to Radhika. And she was so attracted. And then she began to cry. Alas, alas, it would be better if I were dead. Vishaka said, why? What's wrong? Radhika said, Ekasya srutameva lumpati matim Krishneti namaksharam sand unmada paramparam upanayate kasya bangsi kala Esha snigdha ganajuti manasi me lagnat pate vikshanat kastam dik purushatre ratirabun manye mriti sreyasi. What Radhika is feeling is coming in the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and from the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu it's coming in the heart of Rupa Goswami. And he has expressed. Radhika said, O Sakhi, Ekasya srutamei palumpati matim Krishneti namaksharam. There's one person and his name is Krishna. And when I hear these syllables of his name, Krishna, then my entire intelligence is just stolen away. My vivek, my discrimination is utterly destroyed in a second. But, Ekasya Bangsi Kala, there's another person. And when I hear the sweet drawn out notes of his flute, then, Sandran Mada Paramparam, I experience an intense, condensed madness. But there's another person. In this picture that you showed me, and when I saw the sweet, soft radiance like a rain cloud emanating from his body, then my mind became completely attached to that. Their custom dik, oh find me, I am condemned. Because if a woman who is married develops attachment for another man, then they'll go to hell. But I am attached to 3 other men. So it will be more auspicious for me if I were to die just now. How our Goswamis have tasted it. Unless devotee is very advanced, they cannot, unless they are rasik, they cannot taste the rasa. Unless the jaundice of avidya has gone away, then we cannot taste how sweet is Krishna's name, Rup, Gun and Leela. You know, like Bakasura. Bakasura swallowed Krishna. Krishna was in Bakasura's mouth, but he still couldn't taste how sweet he was. So, coughed and spat him out. Why? Avidya. So, Kintwad Radhanuniram Kalusai Vajustam Swadvi Bhavati Tad Gadamula Hantri. We have to chant the holy name very, very carefully without offense every single day. Gradually avidya will go and then the sweetness will come. Why is this so sweet? Because Radhika is thinking the person who has this name, Krishna, is one person. The person who's playing a flute is another person. And the person in the picture is another person. Vishaka Saki said, "Oh Saki, don't be disturbed. Don't die. This is not three persons, it's one person. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj." But Radhika was experiencing because of the nature of her anurag. Here we're discussing Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima, by the greatness of her love. Then that causes her to see a sweetness in Krishna that even Krishna cannot see. So what happens in anurag? Then the buddhi, the intelligence, becomes very, very fine, very, very subtle. So it's your buddhi which organizes all your perceptions. If I'm talking, you're listening, then you don't see what's going on over there. If you look what's going on over there, even though I'm talking, then you say, "What did he say?" It goes in your ear, but there's no recollection. Because your buddhi is organizing your perceptions, prioritizing one over the other. So in the stage of anurag, when it becomes mature, anuraga susambedya, comes up to Mahabhav, then it's so fine that it's impossible to experience all the aspects of Krishna at the same time. Just like perhaps, have you ever done some sewing and you have a very fine needle? So you get the small needle, it has a small hole, and you get the thread, but the thread is actually a bit bigger than the small hole in the needle, right? So then you try to thread it, and you try to push the cotton through, and it doesn't all go through. Only one thread, one small like hair of that cotton goes through, and then you pull it, and it's all a mess, right? It's a mess on this side of the needle, and you just pull a little fine fiber comes through, and all the rest is tangled on the other side. So in the same way, in anurag, Radharani's buddhi becomes so fine that all of Krishna's sweetness cannot go through at the same time, so only one bit goes through. Just the sound of his name, or some beauty of his form, or the sound of his flute, but not everything at the same time. And then, even if Radhika is with Krishna, she's with him, and she sees only, she's appreciating the softness of his lips, and that softness, that quality goes in, and she's only absorbing that, and everything else is kind of stuck outside, doesn't come in. And then she feels that Krishna's not even there. He disappeared. Where did he go? Anke stite pidayate kimapi pralapam ha mohaneti madaram vidadate kasmat shamanuragam vivala mohanangi shamamani jayati kapini kunjasimni. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur is saying that Shamamani, Radhika, who is the crushed jewel of beautiful heroines, she's ankastite pidai, even in the lap of Krishna. Then she's crying, ha mohaneti vidadati, maduram vidadati. Suddenly she bursts out, Mohan, Mohan, where are you, where are you? Shamanu raga madhavivala, and overwhelmed with the madness of deep anxiety to find Krishna. Then Mohanangi, Radhika herself, she begins to glow. Her complexion, her golden complexion is changing in accordance with her moods. So all glories to that Radhika who weeps in separation, even situated in the lap of Krishna. Because her buddhi has become so fine, she can only take one aspect of Krishna's beauty at once. So Krishna wanted to know, how does Radhika relish my beauty? How does she see me? I want to know that. And Krishna realized it. Krishna realized it in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see, this is essentially the seed verses, the Kadacha of Swarup Damodar Goswami, the seed verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the rest of the Chaitanya Charitamrita is just an explanation of them. So you can see it's described that one night Mahaprabhu was asleep in Gambhir at night sleeping. And in his dream he was seeing the Rasa Lila. So he didn't wake up. So his servant Govinda came and said, oh, he's sleeping, he'll miss Mangalarti. So he came and woke him up. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up and was so sad. So he quickly wanted to go to take darshan of Lord Jagannath. So he got up and quickly he went to the Jagannath temple, and he came there, and he doesn't go near the front, he stays at the back and he stands because his legs are trembling, he can hardly stand. He supports himself, keeping his left hand on the Garuda Stamba, and he looked towards Lord Jagannath, and then he began to tremble and he fainted and fell to the ground. Afterwards he came back to the Gambhira. He told Swar Damodar and Rai Ramananda what he had seen. He said, Saundaryam meta sindhu bangalalana chitratri samplavaka Khanananda sanarma ramya vachana kotindu sitangika Saurabhyamrita samplavavrata jagat piyusha ramyadara Sri Gostendra sutha sakashati balat panchindriyanyalime. Just as Radhika, when she looks and sees Krishna in the distance, she faints. Mahaprabhu experienced that. And as Radhika told her Sakhis, Mahaprabhu was telling those very same Sakhis in the form of Ramananda Rai and Saurabh Damodar, Saundaryamrita Sindhu Bangalalana. When I look at Krishna, he's like an ocean of beauty. And that ocean of beauty has waves. And the chitta of the gopis, their consciousness of the gopis is like a high mountain. Their chitta is very high. They're very dignified, very exalted. They have all patience. Yet still, the tsunami, the tidal wave of Krishna's beauty comes and completely submerges the mountains of the chitta of Braja gopis. That's his beauty. Kana Nandi Sanama Ramya Vachana. And then he speaks. And the joking words of Krishna, how he speaks. So funny. He sees a gopi walking through the forest. Oh, don't panic. I can help you. I have some medical training. I see that you've been bitten by a snake on your leg. And now the poison has risen all the way to your chest. I can see the swelling. But I know how to cure this through massage. Like this, Krishna's quite outrageous. How he's joking with the gopis. Radhika said, and when I hear the sweet sound of his voice, full of jokes, it's sweeter than nectar. And the touch of Krishna is more cooling than 10 million moons. And his fragrance, just smelling the fragrance of Krishna once, then anywhere you go, you think that the whole universe smells like Krishna, because when it goes into your nose, it never leaves you. And the taste of his lips is like nectar. And when I look at him, then all my 5 senses are attracted to Krishna's form, his sound, his touch, his taste, his fragrance. And my poor buddhi, my poor intelligence is trying to get them all in and prioritize one over the other. But all my senses are fighting, trying to get to the front at the same time. Just like a horse has 5 riders on the horse and they're all trying to ride the horse in a different direction, the horse will collapse. So in this way my mind collapsed and I became unconscious. Swadyoyin adbhuta madurima kidishova madhya. This is how Radhika sees the beauty of Krishna. And Krishna was thinking, I want to find out what that's like. And when he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and stood in front of Lord Jagannath, by Radhika's blessing, he experienced that second greed was fulfilled. So kyam chasyam adanubhavata kidisham veti lobhat. And what happiness does Radharani experience in her pastimes with me? Dohara ye samarasa Bharat Muni Mane Amara Brajera Rasa Seho Nahi Jani. Krishna said, there's a great Rishi, Muni, named Bharat Muni, and he has written about the psychology of love between male and female. And he has said, both enjoy equally when they meet. Krishna shook his head, he was thinking, Bharat Muni doesn't know about Mahi Vrindavan. He doesn't know what happiness Radhika feels. It is thousands and thousands of times more. So see, Krishna becomes overwhelmed with a greed to experience that. He becomes lost in thoughts of how is she? Vishuddha dvaitaika pranaya rasa piyusha jalado ghani bhute dvipe samudayati vrindavanamaho mitha prem udgirnat rasika mituna kridamanisham tadevasjasina pravishyati pade kwapi madhure. So when Radha Krishna meet, then they experience the pranaya rasa. Pranaya rasa means the confidence that my body and your body are one, my senses and your senses are one, my mind and your mind are one, my heart and your heart are one. Then Radhika says, Daso Ramana Nahama Raman Dumanu Manubhav Peshla Jani. I am not his lover and he is not my beloved. But Cupid has melted our hearts and mixed them together. That is called pranaya rasa. Mayavadis speak about oneness. They have no idea what oneness is. They have no idea. So the Advaita rasa, this is Vishuddha Advaita Aika Pranaya Rasa Piyusham Jalado. This rasa is like an ocean. The rasa of Radha Krishna's feelings of oneness for each other. And that ocean spreads out unlimitedly. And it becomes more and more and more condensed. Until it becomes so condensed, Gani Bhute Dvipe. From the condensed ocean of Radha Krishna's feelings of oneness for each other, appears an island. And upon that island, Radha Krishna dance, Radha Krishna Milita Tanu, two bodies joined together in one form. That island is Navadvip and that form is Sri Gauranga. And therefore, the Gauranga Swarup is an inevitable conclusion of Radha Krishna's loving affairs. Therefore, Gaur Leela is being called Bhajan Leela. That means it's the Leela in which the Supreme Lord and his associates have a Leela of doing bhajan as devotees. It's called Udbodak Leela, the Leela which, paying our obeisances to that beautiful Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we take shelter of him and he invites us into the world of his heart. So it's called Udbodak Leela. Gaurange Guneti Jure Nitya Leela Taraspure. Those who appreciate the beauty, the qualities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he causes the spurti, the vision of Nitya Leela in their heart. And the Leela is called Parishishta Leela. Gaura Leela is called Parishishta Leela. Parishisht means appendix. If you have a book, when the book is over, then there's another part. It's still part of the book, but it's not included in the main part of the book. And that's the appendix. And the appendix, not being separate from the book, but not included, has information which was not in the book. And at the same time, when you read the appendix, it sheds new light on the book itself. That is called Parishishta. So, Gaura Leela is the inevitable Parishishta Leela conclusion of Radha and Krishna's loving pastimes. Therefore, it's someone may say, but what relevance is this to me? Huh? No, don't think like that. This is a most important, number one field of research and discovery. This is what we want to know. Why? Because if you can understand, realize How? Why Radha Krishna has appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Gaura Swarup. Then you will realize why Lalita and Vishaka have appeared as Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda in their sadhak forms. And you will realize why Rupa Manjari has a special form of Rupa Goswami to assist in that Leela which is the inevitable parishishta of Radha Krishna Leela. Why Kamala Manjari has appeared as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Why Nayana Mani Manjari has appeared as Prabhupada Bhaktistan Thakur. Why our Gurudev has appeared in this form. And being connected with Gurudev in service, then the reverse will happen for us. Gaura Prema Rasa Nave, Say Taranga Jeva Dube, Say Radha Madhav Antaranga. Those who by relationship of loving service to their Guru, Sadhu Guru Prasade, Tara Ye Aswade, those who taste the sweet mixture of Gaur Leela and Radha Krishna by the mercy of Guru, then they can experience the highest sweetness. So Gaura Prema Rasanave, Say Taranga Jeva Dube, when you sink into the waves of the love for Gauranga, then naturally, automatically, inevitably, say Radha Madhav Antaranga. Then you become the internal associate of Radha Madhav. So, but it starts there, with the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Realizing that, by the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas. So, this is why we are discussing the three reasons for Sri Krishna's appearance as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And tomorrow we'll discuss three desires of Radhika that were not fulfilled in Krishna Lila and became fulfilled, and three desires of Sakhis that were not fulfilled in the Nikunja and became fulfilled in Gaura Lila. Jai Sachinandana Gohari Ki Jai. Jai Gaur Sitanata Premanande Hari Hari Wo. Are there any questions?
It's almost like a distraction from all the pastimes you spoke, but you mentioned that Krishna killed the last demon in Mathura, but then I thought, what's about Shishupal?
Yeah, that was before. Rajasura Sakra, the Rajasura Jagya was before.
So it wasn't in Dwarka.
Shishupal, then Shalva, then Dantavakra, then Vidurata. Then that was the order, that was the last. Any other question? Okay, Noah. If you have no question, no problem. I have no problem if you have no question. I just want to sit and Hare Krishna. Yes?
I don't have a question, I have a comment. Is that right? The comment is that it is really inconceivable to penetrate here unless you hear from somebody who has some understanding or full understanding. So our fortune is indescribable. I'm very grateful for this class. Thank you so much.
No more comments. Any questions?
Can you briefly summarize these three internal reasons?
Yes, just to summarize. First, Sri Radhaya Pranya Mahima. What is the glory, the greatness of the experience of Radhika's Prem? That is his first desire. Second desire, what is the sweetness in me, Krishna is thinking, that only Radhika sees? E prema dwari nitya Radhika ekali, amara madhuryam rita ashwade sakali. Through her prem, only Radhika fully drinks the nectar of my sweetness. What is that she sees? That's the second. And then the third one, what is the happiness that Radhika experiences when through the glory of her love she tastes my sweetness? What happiness does she experience? So these are the three that became the impetus for the appearance of Gauranga Swarup. Yeah. So we'll sing one kirtan. Gaura Premanande.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu,